This week has been quite rich in macroeconomic events. Investors have learned that the Fed and the Bank of England are not planning to change the monetary policies. This announcement calmed down markets and boosted appetite to risk. Investors' rising interest in risky assets allowed most currencies to advance against the US dollar. Thus, the Australian dollar reached the 30-month high. On Tuesday, December 22nd, traders may have a stance to increase the volume of buy positions on the pair. The fact is that economists expect growth in consumer activity in November. The indicator surged in October after the easing of lockdown measures in Virginia state. During the European session, traders' sentiment will improve due to the UK's GDP data for the third quarter. Of course, analysts do not predict any rise. However, the final data may prove that the indicator's drop slowed down to 9.6%. Notably, in recent days, market participants have not been reacting to statistical reports from the UK. The dynamics of the pound-dollar pair depends on news about the trade negotiations between the UK and the European Union. That's why traders are likely to ignore the GDP report. However, traders will surely take into account the US final GDP data for the third quarter. According to preliminary estimates from July to September, the indicator soared by 33.1%. Analysts suppose that final data will match the previous reading. This may lead to a short-term interest in the US assets. On Wednesday, November's report on the US personal spending will also shape traders' attitude towards the greenback. The indicator's reading may help economists to predict changes in the US economy in the fourth quarter. The fact is that consumer spending accounts for 70% of the US GDP. Notably, the upcoming week will be short. On Thursday and Friday, the Latin exchanges will be closed due to the celebration of Catholic Christmas. Thus, on Wednesday, we will have a bulk of macroeconomic data. The United States will publish its report on the number of the first-time unemployment claims. The rising number of unemployed people continues causing concerns about the US economic condition. And the future of the US industrial sector could be predicted due to the durable goods orders data. The forecast is rather weak. That's why traders may leave the market for Christmas holidays selling off the US dollar. You were watching Forex Trader Calendar on InstaForex TV channel with me, Kate Tikhina. We wish you profitable deals with InstaForex.